I'm Justin.
I'm Josh.
I'm Keif.
And I'm Austin.
Hey guys, have you seen Kingsman, the Secret Service?
Nope.
I have not.
I have, actually.
This is one I've been avoiding for a
Yeah,
long
you guys
time.
I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
I've got my head buried in the sand trying to run a movie theater, so.
We've got a guest tonight.
Yeah, we got
Hello!
Keif, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Thanks for inviting me. This is great.
Oh, I'd love to have you. You got plenty of movie experience, I figure.
Oh,
So
Probably, maybe, yeah.
Runs a very fine establishment here.
Hey, thank you.
The Guild.
Thank
If you're ever
you.
in Albuquerque, check it out.
Oh yeah, great.
Feeling a
shows.
shameless plug coming on for Mind Game. That's one you fellas got to see.
Ooh.
Mind Game. Just
Mind
keep
Game?
that. Watch that
Alright.
trailer online. Seek it out.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, enough shameless plug. So.
All right.
So, what do we do next?
Well, yeah. So, we usually have people who haven't seen the movie just give us a blind, like a quick synopsis guess on what you think the movie's going to be about.
All right, I've got some idea, so I'm gonna let Keith go first.
Kingsman Secret Service.
Kingsman Secret Service.
And this is 2014.
Well, I think of that.
2014 is
I
when it
think
came
of
out.
that sort of the unsung, unheralded James Bond movie that a lot of fans covet as the best. On the Secret Service's Majesty's Request,
Her
or whatever the
Majesty's
fuck that's
Her
called,
Majesty's,
or whatever that's
Her
called.
Majesty's Service.
Oh
or
right, I'm
something.
getting the Rolling Stones album mixed in there.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But you know what I mean, with the one with George Lazenby or whatever. So I don't know. Is it something like that? Is it? I'm imagining it's English. I'm imagining it's espionage. I'm imagining.
Oh, it's Anglo as fuck.
It's English. It's a whitey one. Okay, it's a whitey one. Okay, yeah. But I seem to recall it came out a few years ago, maybe
2014.
2014. For some reason, I'm just imagining Colin Firth in it. He's a good actor, but for some reason, I put him
I
with
think
this
so.
movie.
He might be in the second one. There's a
Oh.
sequel out already.
There's a sequel
that came
already.
out last year.
All right. Is this better than the Bourne Supremacy thing, or is this more interesting? Or
I personally liked it more than any of the Bourne movies I've seen.
Probably a little
Okay.
more tongue-in-cheek comedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
as long as there's some Benny Hill in this one, I'm fine with it.
Um,
So
I predict at least one large building just come tumbling to the ground.
How many? No, I don't want to take their joke.
all right.
Maybe a train. I don't know.
Like a train fight.
Yeah, because British
Fight on top
people
of a
and
train.
Harry Potter, they like trains and stuff. So, what if this is a wizard secret spy movie?
All right, so both guess it's a spy movie. Just a quick guess on. I'll tell you that the villain is a really big actor.
Ooh, can't wait to find out.
Make a guess.
If I had to say anything
Espionage.
after last week's
espionage
movie, I'd say it's Sir Patrick Stewart.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's not him.
I'm gonna go the wild card. Say Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan.
Ooh,
That would be
that last fight would be so good. And how could he lose?
Somebody said he was like 80 or something like that. No, he's got to be 70.
He's getting up there. I think
Maybe
he's
seven.
probably 7.
Yeah,
like
70,
early
yeah.
70s is what
Yeah,
I would
wow.
guess.
Holy smokes! All right.
All right, we'll be
Still
back when we're a little more experienced in the Kingsmen.
After
Secret
a few
Service.
more libations involved. Okay.
Here we go. So great. Now I can say I've seen the Kingsmen.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Ah, fuck you. That was terrible. I hated that from the first moment it started.
You hated it before it started.
Yeah, I did. It didn't change.
I know.
Whew.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
It was trying to be so many things.
Well, I like the pedigree of some of the actors, like Colin Firth and Michael Caine, and the whole British wit. I mean, the British seem to have a corner on the market for that kind of sardonic, so we're going to get some great one-liners. So
Right.
anytime you see these actors in form, you're going to get some good liners. I mean, that's something to enjoy.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, like him saying in the church where he's like, she's like, "Hey, where are you going?" He's like, "Well, I'm a..."
Yeah, he shocked a very southern.
He's just
very
like, I'm
religious
gonna
woman.
go have gay sex with my Jewish black boyfriend. Hail Satan,
Right.
have a nice day.
Oh, man.
And for us great unwashed masses, it's always great to see, rich, greedy people die. So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In movies, anyway.
On one hand, this was like just the Anglo rich guy white dream. Or wet dream, sorry.
Great
Freudian.
white savior.
Yeah. Oh, so great white savior.
Of course it was.
Oh, let's talk about how we have the best suits and we know what cufflinks are.
And then talk about how bad it is to think that you're better than everyone else while you're too busy being better than everyone else.
And every goddamn drink we drink gets 50 years older every time we mention it.
That last line, I don't even know what he said. He was like, "Pour me this while looking at an unopened bottle of vermouth or something."
Yeah, a specific way to make a martini. I think they're hoping is going to catch on in lieu of James Bond's.
Yeah.
Oh man, talk about other spy movies because this movie sure did.
Is anybody else like a spy movie fan? Did anybody else watch a lot of James
Can't
Bond?
say I'm well versed. I know that Michael Caine was in The $1 Billion Brain by Ken Russell, and I think his character was named Harry. So there's probably some kind of inside joke.
I'm sure
there's a lot of inside jokes.
I'm sure
in
there's
this
a ton. I've seen a few James Bond films, but I've never been like real into it. My dad was.
They named
really
James
liked.
Bond by name. They named the Bourne Identity by name, and it's like stop saying better franchises, or better movies. I guess it's franchise now. There's the second one of this.
Yes, there is.
So we start off with a couple of secret agents for the Royal Crown, Britain, and one of them dies. So his friend goes to the house, and he's like, "Well, if you need anything, there's a number, and you can call it." And she's like, "I don't want anything." So it goes to the kid, and he grows up like not even a petty thief. He grows up a pretty legit carjacker, sleight of hand, gymnastics, top of his class. Joined the Marines. But
I
then
almost would
dropped out.
have rather just seen the movie about him where he didn't where Kingsman wasn't even introduced.
I think it would have
Just
been
like-
Fast and the Furious Britain.
Just like him stealing cars
I think-
and being a thief
yeah.
and dealing with his stepdad would have been a better movie.
There was so much build up to stuff that never paid off in this. Like he had that great scene driving backwards, eluding the cops. He didn't.
It was just to show, hey, this guy's awesome.
He didn't ever drive in any sort of crisis in the movie, though.
Nope.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
just
good
a,
point.
hey, he's awesome. Look at how awesome he is.
Yeah, this whole movie was him smirking at the camera after being shown his new sex closet of weapons. Like just his white dream. Like that's the T-shirt for this episode. White dream. Yeah. So he calls this number because he goes to jail, and it's because he didn't want to kill an animal on the road while he was evading the cops.
Yeah.
And
a recurring theme, yep.
he made a strange choice of not only not killing the dog, but then telling his friends to go away and choosing to hit the cop car, which had to compound the situation.
I think he just hit the cop car so his friends could get away.
Okay.
Sacrifice, taking one for his team.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he has a get out of jail free card, this pendant, this necklace.
Yeah, so it really wasn't much of a I guess he didn't know,
Mhm.
but, I mean, he must have figured because he tried it.
Okay, starts off real weird. It's in 1997, and we have a Dire Straits song playing. There was a better choice for 97.
I was wondering that too, yeah.
Could have had some Offspring playing, some Limp Bizkit
Limp Bizkit?
playing. Any of those sappy 90s songs would have worked.
Yeah.
But it starts with Dire Straits. We get a scene where they're all British intelligence in the Middle East and something goes wrong and his dad has to sacrifice himself because a grenade is on a dude and he does the old thing where you jump on him and save everybody from the grenade blast. There's so many tropes and cliches in this movie.
I like how, that's like the whole point.
Yeah.
It's like cliche the movie.
Yeah.
But I like how you're like, I'm gonna guess that like a big building's gonna get blown up, and then it's like the first helicopter flies over and shoots a missile into a building.
And the rubble falls down and makes the title credits. That kind of blew me away at how bad that was. It's kind of funny.
Well, I have this idea, and this doesn't always apply because maybe it's giving too much credit, and maybe it's too generous. But I feel like the people that really know how much Hollywood sucks are the people that are inside the belly of the beast, and so they're surrounded all this cynical, crass stuff. And so I'm thinking like every now and then they'll try to insert something that's kind of maybe slightly subversive or trying to talk about something, even though it's a big dumb Hollywood thing or whatever, big spectacle thing. It's gonna make a shit ton of money. So who cares? Fuck you. They made their millions. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering, like, does this movie have anything? I don't know if it does. Does this movie? Do you think there was anything kind of inserted by the screenwriter, screenplay writer?
There were some very odd choices. Our main bad guy is an environmentalist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh, those nasty Earth savers.
They're some of the most.
Well, his solution was to get rid of people, which is sort of funny. This is like a Jonathan Swift kind of dark humor. You know.
He turned to like the calling of the masses,
and he was so cartoonish.
So cartoonish,
and like.
This is Samuel L. Jackson we're talking about.
Yeah.
He's like a tech genius, kind of a Bill Gates-esque.
There was that throwaway line at the beginning where his movie about his life story had just came out, and that's
Steve Jobs, more like Steve.
Yeah,
Jobs
he's kind of like Steve Jobs.
He's always wearing fancy like baseball caps with matching suits, very elaborate wardrobe, and he's sending out a chip that is a free SIM chip to everyone on the planet that gives you free calls, Wi-Fi, free data, basically anywhere you are. Mm-hmm. And yeah. It's a strange setup because he seems like a pretty altruistic person. He's like, well, people are destroying the Earth, but I'm still going to give them free calls, free Wi-Fi. Of course, he has this dark plan, which is set in motion by his just madness. He proposes a strange dichotomy in which either humans will survive or the Earth will survive.
He said unless they execute his plan.
Yeah.
He's like, humanity is a virus, so the only outcomes are either that the Earth will kill us or we'll kill the Earth. Either way, we die.
Or we get rid of enough humans.
But if we get rid of enough humans, then it won't come to that.
It was kind of like in The Matrix when they argued that people are a virus and they're infecting the Earth.
It's not an original idea.
No. He said global warming was Mother Nature's fever breaking.
Yeah.
Or not breaking, but like a symptom of us. This movie was long.
It really wasn't that long. It just felt like it.
We got 30 minutes in and I checked the time and was like, oh no. There's so much left. Because it's very MIB. Men in Britain. Like, Men in Black. Like, you take a kid who doesn't know anything, you expose him to a lot of stuff. You have a thing that can cause amnesia on your wrist. Mm-hmm. Like, his wristwatch has all these different darts that can... We've only saw amnesia, I think, but he scrolled through a bunch of settings.
He's got to have a poop one.
Explosive diarrhea shoots you with a dart, and it's like so there's so many gadgets and like spy things. The umbrellas are X-ray, and you can see through them and see threats. And he gets in a fight and sets the stun, and it just shoots this little rubber bullet into a guy's head. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I also thought it was funny that like. They're like this, make a big deal like how big of a multinational independent spy organization that's on top of everything is, yet they didn't know about this guy who's giving free internet and phone calls to the entire world.
Biggest announcement of the decade.
I've never, no, we missed it.
Yeah.
And couldn't one of those bullets hit that guy in the head when he's trying to escape? I know he got a bulletproof, suit, but couldn't one of those people be aiming for the head?
Oh, right, the climax, there's people just spraying full assault rifles.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, the improbability is there, and, you wonder if the filmmakers knew that. I don't know. I mean, I guess my question is there anything subversive in a good way about this film, or could they ever be a subversive thing about a big multi-billion-dollar film or $1 million film that, like, you know what I mean? Like, could there be anything?
Of course, there could be. And
was there in this one?
I'm sure there were before the producers got to it.
Yeah,
like there were probably some good messages. No, maybe not.
No, the only message was like
don't kill people, but then they kill people.
No, well, I mean, the whole movie was contradictory. It was about them talking about how, like, you can come up from nothing. It doesn't matter your upbringing. But the only reason he got any of that stuff was because of his dad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were trying to make a point and undercutting their own points the entire movie.
Right, there's that scene where they're trying to save the world from killing each other, and so they kill all the people who are in the Ark, in the sanctuary.
They talk about how, like, the only rule about being a gentleman is that you're comfortable in your own skin, besides knowing how to wait to sit down and make a dry martini and...
Yeah, lots of alcohol knowledge, lots of gun knowledge, suit knowledge. Because this secret organization, the Kingsmen, is located beneath London, but you can access it through any tailor shop or hat shop or, like, haberdashery.
Not any of them.
I think it's any of them.
It was
no.
that specific one.
There was the hat one, too, because he got the
Yeah.
bug. I think it's any
But he
haberdashery.
sent him directly to that one, so he probably...
They probably have the best hats, too.
Yeah.
So while our main character, the street tough, is in training, years go by. Because he picks out a puppy. Real life, too. This movie just, oh my god, it drug on.
It drug on.
You pick out a puppy when you start, and it trains with you. And we saw this puppy grow. He chose a pug thinking it was a bulldog. Because he thought it was going to get bigger, but it's like, never did.
It needed to be more ridiculous. That's what I loved about Starship Troopers.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
if you look at Starship Troopers and the improbabilities, and I mean, Starship Troopers almost has a way of saying, well, actually, the humans are the bad people, and the bugs are just trying to fucking survive.
Yeah.
You know, but where that's a good subversion, like Paul Verhoeven's film. But I don't know if this movie had any of that going
No,
on.
it was kind of like
it
they
needed
had
to be more ridiculous.
They had the setup for it, but they just didn't quite fully commit.
I would have been down for more ridiculous.
Yeah,
The one thing
they could have been more ridiculous with the movie.
The one thing that started feeling stale was how serious they took themselves constantly.
But again, I think that was part of the joke, too.
Yeah. Oh.
But...
So he's in this training program. Meanwhile, Samuel L. Jackson is rolling out an evil plan of giving everyone Wi-Fi with the hidden intent of also creating zombies, basically. It's kind of a zombie plot.
Kind of.
It reminds
like
me
a
lot.
28 days later
everybody goes
overdrive.
super mad.
goes...
Everybody rages and just kills each other.
I mean, Stephen King wrote a book about that called Cell, where everybody's cell phone rang at the same time and it caused them to go into a killing frenzy.
Yeah.
This is basically that.
And then his followers, he got them to get the chips implanted in their head. First I was like, why the fuck would they get that chip that's going to make their heads explode?
Surprise, Mark Hamill.
Yeah,
is in
Mark
the first
Hamill. 40
minutes of this, maybe?
Yeah.
And then a little bit further on, his head explodes. But I must have missed the line in the first time I watched it, but I caught it this time, where they got the chip implanted in their head so that way they're not affected by the SIM card. They didn't know that their heads would explode.
Right. He had that built in.
I must have gone to the restroom whenever they explained that the first time, because I was just like, why is everyone getting this head explosion implant?
They were very
What's the
happy
point?
to do that too, yeah. And it's obvious who has one, because they have a giant scar behind their ear.
If Michael Caine just put a little bit more makeup, the whole movie would have been different.
There you go. I don't think a super spy like that would know. Arthur would have known better.
So,
oh yeah, they're all named after medieval knights, because...
Of the Round Table, fictional knights, yeah. There's like Galahad was somebody, and no Guinevere.
Right. No, there wasn't.
There's a whole team of people. There's some like rich boys. There's 2 girls. One's a plant, and then there's this.
Well, it was each of the current Kingsmen submitted who they think should replace the guy who died in the beginning.
Right. So there's like a training class you come up with, and through challenges and eliminations, they were getting weeded off or killed off or sent home.
But we find out that they didn't actually get killed off.
That's what they said. I don't know, that might just be to make them feel better. And the last test they get to, they hand him a gun and they're like, shoot your dog. It's like, I don't want to be part of this group anymore. I'm gonna go home, guys.
Yeah, bye.
And he basically does. He just leaves, steals the car, and tries to get in a fight. But this his teacher takes over the car, drives him back to Hogwarts, and he's like Jelly and Giffy and Evie. And...
Oh yeah, with that name where they were all that scene where they first meet each other and they're like, he's like, I'm Eggsy, I'm Digby, I'm Rugby.
Somebody give Digby a sock so he can go home and be a free elf. It was kind of like an episode of The In-Betweeners where they took really strong drugs and hallucinated that they were James Bond.
A little bit, sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long movie, but not a lot happened. After he graduates, kind of, they track down what Samuel Jackson's been doing. And they find out he's going to test out something at a church in Kentucky. Yeah.
A hate group.
He's found a very hateful church, and it is very hateful.
Comically so.
Yeah, this kind of felt like a comic book movie. Like Sin City or 300 or something.
A lot of the action scenes were a lot like that. What did you think of the action scenes?
Oh, they're just terrible. Like camera swooshing and that fake digital blood from like the early 2000s. I don't know how it survived, but it's all over this movie. People were getting limbs severed everywhere. It was all slow-mo. When you have a 2-hour movie, you don't need slow-mo.
Yeah, and that spin around, like that fight scene church was like we were watching it in one of those like 3D, like whenever you check out your room or something.
Sure.
And you can like take
like
like
VR
a VR tour of whatever expensive motel you're staying in.
Huh. Maybe the takeaway was that the old generation has to perish for the new generation to survive and take over.
Yeah. It was very satisfying to watch all those people's heads explode.
It was like a Dr. Seuss movie, though.
Yeah.
And again, I think because, again, the bad guy, Samuel Jackson, he doesn't like violence.
He doesn't like, blood.
He gets
and
real
violence.
squeezy to violent, real queasy.
Squeezy, huh?
Squeezy. Real queasy at the sight of blood, and he hates violence, but he's, wanting to kill all these people. Again, a contradiction.
Well, he wants them to kill each other is his justification for it.
But they're not.
Obviously,
he's doing it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Because what this chip does is it excites the part of your brain where the aggression is held, but also lowers your
inhibitors.
Yeah, so you just want to
Mumbo
kill.
jumbo.
And that's what he does at this church. He pushes a button, everybody goes crazy, but this Kingsman murders everybody in there.
The church scene was probably the best part of the movie.
Could be.
Would have been better as a Black Mirror episode, about 50 minutes long, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it would have been way better done, too.
Oh, have you seen Joe McHale's new show, the Talk Soup one?
No.
He has a great skit. I won't ruin it, but it's called Mini Black Mirror. And he's like, shows are too long. What if we made it in the time it takes to, back down the driveway? And he's got an episode of Black Mirror. It's so good.
The time it takes to back down the driveway.
That show's pretty terrific.
Man, all the Community's going on Netflix.
Yup. I mean, not Community, but all the actors.
Nope, but most of them.
Yeah.
Britta's on there. Amy's on there.
I like how you use their
Jeff's
character
on
names.
there. I don't know their actors. I don't know their real names.
Yeah, I don't know. What would Paul Verhoeven even do with this one? He's the same guy who did RoboCop.
Yeah.
what
That's
he
another
would've
ultra-violent one.
That's why I'm wondering,
the original, yeah.
Maybe people who are, really into the spy movie genre would have caught on to, a million things that we didn't see.
Yeah.
But I like your take. I bet it would have all been at night.
Oh.
If it was Paul Verhoeven filming this.
Huh.
They would have just been on night missions, and it would have been a lot of neon. They would have been in Bangkok for sure.
I wonder. Yeah, I don't know.
Really good dark synth soundtrack going on. What's that other one? Terrible movie that was just like this. Uncle from Manchester
I
or
never
something.
saw that.
It was another spy movie. The Man Named Uncle.
Yeah, that's based on a TV series, right? I never
Yeah.
saw that.
They just made it into a movie the same year this came out, and that I get them confused because they were kind of the same movie, but that had better car chase scenes.
I don't know what to say. I just like trashy movies like this.
I've put some pretty trashy movies on the list.
But it's kind of fun when they have a message that's not so easy to swallow. Like, how could, this is a bigger question, but how could you make a movie like this and make it really twisted and subversive? You probably have the rich people win, you know.
Yeah.
You probably have the message of like, no, where you're born does matter, and you don't stand a fucking chance if you're born in a certain neighborhood. Because
Right.
we see all these movies that have this theme of like, you too can make a difference.
Uh-huh.
Right.
But what if you had a movie that says, no, you don't make a fucking difference
Like
at
if
all?
it ended at the Michael Caine scene, and Michael Caine's like, "Hey, I listened to him. He's right. I'm in the club. We're doomed.
He
You should probably
activates-
get chipped."
He activates the button and Eggsy gets killed.
Or Eggsy
He
joins
didn't-
Or
him,
Eggsy joins him. He
Yeah,
takes
or
the
Eggsy joins
takes the
him.
blue
Which is
pill.
something, a movie nobody really wants to see, but of course it would be funny to us. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it could be
It would have been.
a downfall
Far
from
more
there,
interesting.
and it'd be fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Just
I will say I did enjoy the bunker, like where all the people were dead, and then like he went to go press the button to activate his plan, and like the celebration was gonna happen,
Yeah.
and like the fireworks were going, and just everybody was dead.
These were really strange head explosions. They were like mini nukes of like purples and blues.
Again,
like
I think
fireworks. It was
I
like
think he
fireworks.
designed it like that so that he wouldn't get all queasy if he's.
It said it just superheated your head.
I know, Austin. None of it makes sense.
It wasn't just a tiny explosion. It was just a tiny heat source.
This movie was pretty close to being a cartoon.
So how do you feel about having paid for it?
I don't care.
Yeah. How many more times can we watch it before the rental's up?
Probably like a certain amount of days until it goes away. Like 2 days or something.
well,
like
in
that.
a spirit of camaraderie, I'll give you $1. I'll throw in $1.
Sorry.
Oh.
I don't know what else to say.
There's not a whole lot to it. I mean,
It could have been Samuel Jackson. Could have been a lot deeper.
Yeah, he wasn't very deep at all.
He takes a lot of these kind of roles, though.
What he was kind of confusing in that, like, he seemed like, you know, like the altruistic environmentalist, but yet he seemed to be legitimate friends with, like, the people he chose to save were like all these rich douchebags.
Yeah. And he was an ultra billionaire somehow.
Yeah, he was still like one of those assholes. It's like, oh, only the rich people deserve to live.
Yeah.
Even though he was like pretending to be like, oh, I want to try to save the world.
Yeah. I'll send a car in his face. We didn't ever talk about his number 2, which was the woman with knives for feet.
Yes.
Like,
I do.
What
know
was
that's
her backstory?
Right, where'd that come from?
What?
Her knives could extend. They were kind of like high heels.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one really odd scene where she was walking up the stairs and he patted her on the butt.
But yeah,
And I was like,
there was a
They haven't
there was like
alluded
semi-sexual tension
they
between them.
never hardly alluded to them being a couple or anything.
There was
It
that
a very
time
strange
where, like,
choice.
there were several times where she went to go, like, right before she went to go fight, she would kind of, like, caress him or something.
Okay.
Right
And
before
what's
she left.
with the Swedish princess being into anal sex? Does that mean anything? What are we supposed to read into that? Is
I
that some
don't
kind of
know.
hidden joke?
I
of
think
some
that's
sort?
his
wanted- they-
reward for saving the world.
they
Is
just
he gets
wanted-
to bang a princess.
They just wanted
In the
anal
ass.
sex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
We watched the unrated version that wasn't in theaters, so maybe some stuff was different. There was a lot of cursing.
Yeah, there was cursing, but
Not
not,
a lot of
near
British
as much
cursing, though. This felt like an American movie.
It kind of was like
Okay.
an American British movie.
Yeah, I can see that. All the cars and planes were really
as opposed to
unimpressive.
as opposed to Baby Driver,
Yeah,
which is like a
British
American movie.
All the cars and planes were boxes in this, and in a spy movie, I kind of expect like style. There was a lot of style in this. Don't
There
get
was
me
a lot
wrong.
of style.
It was
They had some cool
oozing
gadgets.
Style. Yeah, lighter grenades, pens, with-
iPhones.
Oh yeah, because that technology's caught up to the real world.
Penguin umbrellas.
Oh, you know what's still bothering me? That Patrick Stewart played a poop emoji in that movie.
Yeah. Patrick Stewart played the poop emoji in the emoji.
Oh, yes,
movie.
you're all going back to last week.
Yeah.
It's just every once in a while that pops into your head and you just get sad.
I know, picking up a paycheck. Wasn't Nicolas Cage like doing movies because he had a tax burden
Something
or
like
whatever
that,
like
yeah.
that? He was taking on certain movies just to pay off his taxes or
Yeah,
something.
house down in Nassau or something.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you gotta have those summer homes and
Mm-hmm.
fourth bathrooms. But...
Yeah, I mean...
so you're gonna be banned from those for a while, both of you.
Nah.
It's just gonna be mine, the guest list.
Nah, you made us watch Nothing But Trouble, man, so
Yeah.
you would have...
Oh, the Dan Aykroyd
Yeah.
thing?
Right? That's a hidden turd of a
Turd.
gym. It's got enough people in it, but it's weird. It's
Yeah.
really weird. John Candy, Demi Moore.
See that episode.
Yeah. You want to plug anything, Keith?
Let's see. Well, I already made one for Mind Game, that psychedelic anime from 2004 that's finally getting released here in the States.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, March 16th and 17th at the Guild Cinema. Yeah, damn, I don't know. We got Masters. You speaking of bad movies, Masters of the Universe.
Ooh,
That's
live
coming at the
action?
end of the month. Flash Gordon's coming up this Friday, the
Yeah.
1981 with the
I
football
saw
player
Amy
Sam.
post about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Flash Gordon.
yeah. So that'll be fun. That's some good. You guys speaking of bad movies, yeah. I don't know. All right, The Room versus Birdemic for bad movies.
Oh.
Remember? Did you ever see?
I'd rather
Birdemic?
sit through The Room.
I would rather watch The Room than Birdemic, I think.
Have you seen either, Josh?
No.
Are you familiar
What
with
about
it?
Troll
No.
2?
Okay.
Troll 2 was a hell of a snoozer. Yeah, stinker too. Yeah, that was.
Well, that was
that
one of
fun.
our live shows.
With Troll 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might take Birdemic.
Does it count
over-
as live if nobody comes, or is it just another show?
No,
Because this is technically live.
there was other people there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like-
everything is terrible. Required viewing for y'all.
Everything.
Yeah.
Like you
is
need to
terrible.
be there. The Great Satan Show, March 23rd.
Okay.
These people will melt your fucking mind. You'll never forget it ever,
Nice, okay.
ever. So yeah, you watch the trailer online for The Great Satan. You want to talk about bad movies? These people, goddamn. I mean, they put together. They got a mashup of VHS shit that's just unfucking believable.
Those are different kind of. We were talking about this a little before the show. Those are a different kind of bad movie than like this one was.
right. Yeah, we were talking about that before. Yeah.
Like, those are trauma
Those,
bad
those
movies?
are bad movies that
That are
at least
fun.
have like some kind of heart behind it.
Yeah, or
This
they're
one-
fun, or they're naive. Whereas this one, yeah, it's a big.
It's
budget
just
movie.
it's like a big budget movie that
They pump so much money into this.
and that's it. All money, no effort.
I like how they explained where the Kingsmen got their money. They're like, well, I mean, a bunch of dudes died in World War One, and money had to go somewhere, so
We took it.
yeah, we took it. We bought some cars and a ton of big elevators that go real slow.
Could have fed a bunch of people.
Expositionators is what I call them.
Yeah. We could have fed a bunch of people. Instead, we made this.
Could have beat Hitler a lot fucking quicker. Put some of that money towards World War II.
Instead, we decided to build this underground speed train
Yeah.
and really slow elevators in tailor shops.
I hear Josh has plans to put the second one on the list.
Oh yeah, take Bieber Fever off and put on Golden Circle.
Ooh, okay.
Which one was this?
The sequel.
The
The
sequel
sequel.
to this. Josh wants to put it on the list.
Oh.
Yeah, we're never gonna have guests, guys. Like, this isn't a bad movie podcast. We just put movies on.
Right,
we
we've
think
done
people should
we've
see.
done The Running Man.
We've done good movies.
We've done The Thing.
Jackie Brown.
We've done Jackie Brown.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna have guests if we keep
Well,
rolling.
okay,
emoji
so let's
movies.
talk about picks. What did you pick for this one that didn't make it?
I had a theme that was 80s mall movies going on.
Oh.
So I got Fast Times at Ridgemont High
Okay.
and Night of the Comet.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We already
yeah.
watched Chopping Mall.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say Chopping Mall. Yeah,
which
that's
is
right.
admittedly bad,
Bad.
but hilarious.
Again, a
and
different
fun.
kind of bad.
Yeah,
and
little
fun.
cardboard robots chasing people around.
Yeah.
My,
That was like
my
3
other
years ago.
two movies that could have got picked were The Three Amigos and Shaun of the Dead.
Oh,
Both
yeah.
Watchable
And
movies.
yours?
Premium Rush and the and Justin Bieber documentary.
Okay.
Because we already did the first
Yeah.
Justin Bieber documentary.
Shoot, man, I was coming in with Prospero's books with John Gielgud and Who is Bozo Texino
That
by
one
Bill
looks
Daniel.
really good.
Yeah, it was considered. Somebody joked that it was the Terminator 2 of art house films in 1989 or whatever, because it has all these special effects that at the time were new, and it's based on The Tempest by Shakespeare, and it's got John Gielgud. My other one was Rumblefish, which is a personal favorite, and Who is Bozo Texino, which is an amazing film about hobo train art. My friend Bill Daniel was writing the rails off and on for 15 years and put together this movie that's extraordinary, and yeah, watch it sometime. That's a different kind of movie than what y'all are talking about. Totally. I mean, I was going for some movies that I really like, but y'all had a different mindset, which I totally understand, huh?
We kind of go in phases between like showing movies we actually just love and movies that make us want to hate each other.
Yeah.
Those are some good picks. I like those.
I'm trying to think of...
Fun fact, though, he wouldn't have been able to play any of those because he doesn't have a disc player.
Yeah, you have one. Something.
No, I got a disc player.
Something you could hook up.
Oh, you do?
Not on this PC. Yeah, I do. I could hook it up.
Okay. Oh, you started your Xbox or something, huh?
Something like that. Yeah.
So, what's like a top 5 enjoyable, so bad it's great movies for y'all? I'm just kind of wondering.
I like Miami
Connection.
We played that. Yeah, we played that.
That's a fun one.
That was a great one. That's the real McCoy too, because they weren't trying to be ironic. It wasn't made by some kind of hipster. It was just like, whoa, they were going for it. They were.
That was another one we did. So bad it's good. In this kind of vein, but they actually pulled like it was a big blockbuster that I still enjoyed watching. Was Xander Cage, The Return of Xander Cage, that Vin Diesel,
Triple X.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, those are good. I like those.
It's again just like a big
They're
stupid
Vin Diesel action movies.
It's Vin Diesel action movies, so it's like Fast and the Furious, but instead of that, he's like a spy.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Which they're again, like you were saying, this movie could have been more ridiculous. That movie is super ridiculous.
But they also have a very good point to most of them.
They do.
A good subtext and message.
Yes.
Yeah, so this
one doesn't
striking out
this
on all
one
fronts.
doesn't have that. This one is just like an empty shell, pretty much.
What about you? What's one of the favorite good bad movies you've screened at the Guild?
Good bad movie. Well, Miami Connection was definitely one of them, and I was a fan of Birdemic. I liked that it had a lot of exterior shots, whereas The Room literally felt claustrophobic. But a lot of people picked The Room over Birdemic. I might be in the minority on that.
I always like the closed room movies.
Huh.
The old Hitchcock stuff.
Yeah, and as somebody pointed out, what's interesting about both of those movies is they were made by essentially first generation, what would you say, immigrants?
Yeah.
And so they were, I think they both set out to make a good movie.
Tommy Wiseau and
they really did, but it just came off way different. Like in Birdemic, what's really fun about it is he does these unnecessary camera shots that are whirling around them. There's no good reason for it at all. But going back to favorite movies, favorite bad movies. I saw a stinker the other day called Samurai Cop. That was really good. That's one worth looking out for. I don't know.
Hercules in New York.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that good Arnold Schwarzenegger. He can barely speak a word of English.
Yeah.
I saw one called Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
And he had like a luchador sidekick. He killed a vampire with a toothpick that he put in front of him. Like he made a little cross with toothpicks.
Oh, I thought he would have used it as a little wooden stake. Yeah. But I get you.
Well, the Alibi Midnight Movie Madness at the end of April with us has got this thing called Vampire Clay. And it's about possessed clay at an art school that kills you.
Oh, that sounds
So it's called
good.
Vampire Clay, yeah. And it's made by this, I think he's a Japanese, not prop master, but special effects person. So the special effects are great, but the movie's supposed to be terrible. Absolutely ridiculous, but he, I think it's one of his first movies he's directed, I think. But
Josh had a good one.
What's that?
The Spirals?
Uzumaki?
Uzumaki.
Yeah, that was really good.
It's a Japanese horror based on a manga, and every way you die turns you into a spiral. So somebody got caught in the washing machine and it like spiraled them. Somebody got caught in a tire on a car and it like spun them around.
Everybody got like obsessed with this spiral.
And it was
pattern.
live
The
action.
whole
so it
town was like
weird
going mad.
Special effects. They were all like taffy like and stretching.
We just played a live action based on a manga thing called Gintami, and it did terrible. But I guess it's kind of frowned upon within that community generally, right? Like for manga fans, they don't tend to like live action ones. Or am I right or wrong? I don't know. I don't know.
There hasn't.
Is that kind of how it goes?
Yeah, live action reenactments popular. They usually don't do.
They don't do well because most of them aren't very good.
Yeah.
I mean, Uzumaki's horror, so that's a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recreating that, but
Yeah. But like, just look at like Netflix remaking Death Note.
Oh God,
fucking terrible.
I need to put that back on the list.
Death Note. Shit, I haven't heard about this one. What's this?
Oh, Netflix.
So Death Note. Do you know what Death Note is?
Was it originally something like a feature?
It's a manga.
Oh, okay.
It was
No,
a
I don't
manga,
know it.
and it became an anime.
Okay.
And then Netflix just made a live action movie of it. It's a really popular manga series about this like super genius kid who finds a book that's dropped by a death god that has the power where if you write someone's name in it and how they die of that.
Okay.
And William Dafoe, they got to play the Death Monster.
That's the best part of the movie.
He's a great actor.
He was great as the death god guy. Like that was perfect casting. Absolutely perfect. And every part of the movie with him in it was semi-watchable.
So you've seen it?
Yeah, I watched it. It was
gross.
terrible.
I
I liked Death Note, so I was like, okay, yeah, I'll watch it. So I'm like,
It's going on the list at some point.
It was really bad.
I'm
It was
making
really
a
bad.
different podcast. With
Blackjack and hookers.
Better movies and blackjack and hookers.
Forget the better movies.
Forget the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, we were just talking about Frankenhooker last night because
Yeah.
Frankenhooker.
Yeah.
Went to a great drag show at Sidewinders last night.
Yep. And there was one person who did the theme.
I know I've seen a lot
of
more so
Frankenhooker.
good it's bad movies. I've just
Frankenhooker's actually a really good movie. Yeah. It's got a basket case.
Frankenhooker's a good movie. Yeah.
Basket case ones. Those were good. I don't know.
I like the old, like you'd get Fangoria back in the 90s, and you go to the back and they'd have like Phantom Video or whatever it was advertising like the hardest to find horror DVDs and VHSs. I think it's still a warehouse out there in California. Or you can just go
Whenever
and
I
find
dated this girl Ebony who had the super goth roommate, and she had like a whole collection of those magazines
Yeah.
that had like all sorts of really great sounding movies I wish I could have watched.
Oh, Fangoria was great. I was looking at those up until like 2014 because it was the only place where you'd hear about all the new horror coming out. Because there's never really good concise lists.
So I found the type of bad movie that you like hardly can't stand. Because me and you, admittedly, have a very high bad movie threshold.
High threshold.
The shit tolerance.
The shit tolerance.
Yeah, because I mean, me and you will get together and we'll pick a random movie off of that, like free horror movies from 1970s through 80s.
Yeah, there's a couple of genres I just don't get into, and this was one of them. I guess.
Like we watched that movie, The Pit, and it was awful.
Oh yeah, it was
But
this
we
little
watched
kid
it and
tricking
laughed
people
at it.
falling into.
Oh,
a
we
pit.
played at the Guild. I loved it.
Oh, nice.
I loved it. Yeah, it was so great.
I love
The
all
little
different
troglodyte
tricks.
creatures.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he
Like
like
pushing that person in the wheelchair.
yeah, tricked the dude by throwing
That's a
catch
great
with
one.
him.
Oh man, it had a pretty trippy soundtrack if I remember. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Just like
What was the other one we watched?
Just like
where
prog
like
rock.
we kept on making the joke that the director was cutting everything.
Dude,
in
you
half.
can't ask me what the name of those movies were.
I think it had two names. It was
Yeah.
like
what was it about?
That's
it was
the
like
thing.
this
It was
psycho.
just-
It was like this psycho killer dude that escaped from an insane asylum, and he was going around stabbing people.
Yeah. All
But it
these
was
movies are like
really
public
bad and,
domain,
like-
so some of them have like 2 or 3 names under different releases.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he escaped, stabbed people. I don't
He
remember.
just he was Jason Voorhees-esque because he would get knocked killed but just get back up and keep coming at them. But he was just like a dude with like a beard and he's just like screaming at people.
God, I want to say that's Madman or something like that, or something from the past.
We found this list on YouTube, and it's all like public domain horror, and there's just hundreds of movies in this playlist, and some aren't even titled. They're so obscured.
Yeah.
And you just click through it till you find one that like catches your interest. And yeah, so we've spent a couple hours on there.
I've been watching
Zoning.
a lot of really good kung fu movies lately.
Oh, nice.
I just watched one called Living Armor. It was really good. Yeah, like kung fu movies. Watch that one. It's free on YouTube too.
Very cool. Subtitled or dubbed?
A mix of both.
Ooh.
And then when I watched, it would cut in and out between being subbed and dubbed. It was kind of off-putting, but what are you gonna do?
Alright. That was Kingsman.
Kingsman.
Secret Service. It never really said who they were in the Secret Service to. I assume the Queen, but they never had a picture of the Queen. They it was probably
it was in service to themselves.
It's probably goddamn Satan or something, Saturn or something.
Yeah, he said "Hail Satan."
Yeah.
Hail Satan.
Right before he murdered that whole church.
So in the second one, I know there's an American. The only way to make this worse is some douchebag American cowboy with a...
Oh, it's about, the American department.
Yeah, I
get
get
the
it.
American version of the Kingsmen.
I get it.
It's got, Channing Tatum.
Ew.
And, wow, I'm really bad with names.
He was good in Foxcatcher. Channing Tatum.
Yeah, Channing Tatum can be okay. He's funny.
Yeah.
That Hateful Eight, he was pretty good.
Oh yeah, he was in that. Huh?
I liked the first 21 Jump Street he was in. I think that's a funny movie.
22 Jump Street was miserable in theaters.
Really? Yeah.
What was the... I want to look up that actor's name.
I'm not running the podcast.
Halle Berry.
Yeah, it's Halle Berry. This has been Have You Seen? Yeah. You can find us on Facebook under Fap Check. We're on iTunes, Stitcher podcast app. Our other podcast is Amazeballs, where we check out TV and anthology series. I apologize for the past couple episodes and the movies. If anyone out there watched them because of this podcast, ever. Don't. We should put that at the beginning of the episode. Just don't. Don't. For this, does anybody recommend this?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Fine.
Josh likes this movie.
Yeah. No.
Would you show this in the guild?
No, I wouldn't. I say I don't mean to be a film snob, but sometimes, man, I just can't do it.
That's
but you did do it.
I did do it for y'all. I took one for the team here. I took one for the team.
It's okay to not like this movie.
It's okay. In fact,
it's probably the general opinion.
No, actually, it's not. This was an extremely popular movie.
Yeah, I guess.
Did very well.
Made millions. Who cares what we fucking say about
right?
it? It made millions.
So did the sequel.
The king. Who's that at the door in a really nice suit? Hello. What's that umbrella? Blah 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 blah.
He's gonna teach us a lesson about manners. Don't talk crap about other people's movies, no matter how bad they are.
I'm the Hollywood man. Alright, next time we'll do something better, I promise.
Yeah.
Is there a theme of next week's?
Nope.
No. Who's going to be on? Who's
Next week I won't be here. I'll be traveling.
Oh, that's right.
So we'll be back in about 2 or 3 weeks. And we'll definitely hit you up next time we have some good movies on the list.
All right.
I'll keep yours in mind, so we can roll through those too.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
It's been great having you on the show.
Hey, thank y'all. I had a good time.
Sorry we subjected you to that.
No, your company was more than worth it.
Yeah. Alright, that's fapcheck@gmail.com for any questions, suggestions, hate mail. Hit us up there. Bye.